Hello friends! Welcome to StoryLab. I'm Miss Kim, and today we are going to make air-powered rockets using Kool-aid Burst bottles and straws. So in the 1600s, famous scientist Isaac Newton developed 3 laws of motion. These laws are used to describe how forces affect objects, like how rockets fly. You see, a force is a push or a pull in a specific direction. Isaac Newton's 3rd law of motion states that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So rockets burn fuel producing gas, and powerful engines shoot that gas in a downward direction. Now the force of the gas escaping provides enough thrust to power the rocket upwards in the reaction and escape the force of gravity. For the action, there is a reaction. Now the rockets we're making today, well, we're going to use air instead of rocket fuel. I mean, it's a lot less dangerous. Are you ready to get started and blast off into some fun? All right, well, the first thing we're going to do is make our little rocket. So in this lab, we have straws that we need to use, but we have 2 different sizes. The larger straw, it's called a heavy-duty straw if you go to the store, has to be big enough that the smaller straw can slide inside of it. All right? The larger straw is going to be our rocket. So what we're going to want to do is to make some fins for our rocket. The fins add stability for your rocket, and they help it when it flies. Now you can make your fins any different amount. I did 3, you could try 5, you could try 4, see what happens. And you can use stickers, markers to decorate them. So the way that I'd like to make mine is I take like a index card. You could take part of a cereal box, just a piece of cardstock. I like to do this by folding mine into 3s since I was making 3 fins. So just fold it into 3s like that, and then you're just going to draw the shape of whatever fin you want to your shape of your fin to be. As you can see, I have a kind here, I have a kind here, so it's you could just do a triangle type one. So you're just going to draw the shape of your fin, and then you're going to cut it out. All right, so you'll take your scissors and just cut your paper, and then hopefully you won't have to make 3 separate ones, but you could trace and do that way, or 5, or however many fins you want to try. Okay, now when you're finished, you'll have 1 separate and 2 that are connected. You can leave it like this and just put them on and tape it like that, or if you'd like to, I've already colored some here and cut them out, and I cut them all separately. So I've done it both ways. This one I kept the 2 of them together, and but you can do it either way. You can, just so long as you are going to have your fins ready to tape to your rocket. So you want to take a piece of tape and take the part that's going to go against the straw and put your tape like that and tape it, kind of line up the bottom of the fin with the bottom of the rocket like so. Okay, then another fin. Now, so if you kept them together, you would only have to do taping twice, so it's up to you. All right, and let me line that up. Okay, so we have 2 out of 3. Now let's get our 3rd fin. Remember, you can color them or put stickers on them if you like. All right, and let's see, try to place that about like that. Oops, a little higher. Okay, there we go. So that's the bottom part of our rocket. There's where the fins are. Now, something that we're going to need to make sure we do with these rockets, because air is powering them. In the bottom part, we're going to be making the launching pad, but also supplies the air, the fuel for our rocket. You're going to want to make sure that when we assemble this, the air is going to flow through, and if it's just a rocket like this, it would never fly because the air is going straight from this, where I'm squeezing it out, all the way through the two straws. So we got to stop the air so that it will have something to run into, so that it can want to escape back and cause that rocket to lift off by the air having nowhere to go inside this. So how are we going to do that? We're going to put a stopper on our rocket. So clay works very well. You could use Play-Doh. I haven't tried. And I haven't tried chewing gum, but you either get a nice bubble or maybe it'll work to be a stopper for your rocket. So you just take some clay and just put some on just put the end of your straw in the clay like that, and then you can just pull off the rest so that you have clay stopping the end of your straw. Make sure I get enough. There we go. Like that, so that once the air goes through, it can't go any further, so it has to try to come back out, which is the action and the reaction going on to propel our rocket. Now we need a nose cone. I find that pencil eraser tops make a nice little nose cone, and you can get a package of them, I think at the dollar store, all different colors. So we'll just put one on the end for the nose cone of our rocket. Okay, so that's how quick and easy it is to make your rocket. Now you need your launching pad, also where your fuel source, or your that for us is air. So it can be a different type of bottle, but these Kool-Aid Burst or something similar to this, they have those little twist tops. What's nice about it is the nice small hole, because we have to block that up with some clay so we don't lose any air around that. So take your bottle, drain it first if you want a little beverage, and then we're going to take our smaller straw. Remember the two sizes of straws, right? So that we can do that. Take your smaller straw, put it in the bottle like that. But again, it might have, if you squeeze it, you can feel a little bit of air leaking around it. So clay again comes in handy. Just take a nice little piece of clay, and you just kind of wrap it around, squish it around, and onto the sides of the straw. Okay, about like that. Try to make sure that it's making a tight fit, so that you keep the air going through the straws and not out right here. Okay, if you want to, I like to decorate mine, so stickers are great. If you want to do that, it's certainly optional. As you can see, I put some on a couple of my other little rockets. Okay, so that is all you have to do, and then you can just put it on the launch pad, and then you will just give it a good squeeze. And hopefully, there we go. You see it's going to take off. So we're going to go outside and see how it is to fly our rockets. Are you ready? Okay, so now that we're outside, let's try and see if these rockets will fly. Are you ready? Here we go. Let's blast off. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's try it again. I happen to have 2 more rockets ready. Are you ready now? 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. I'm going to see you back inside. Well, I sure hope you have fun with your rockets. Now for some extra fun, you can set something up like maybe a box or your laundry basket and try to see if you can fly your rocket into a basket or a box for a target. That would be extra fun. Maybe some kind of an obstacle course. You can also adjust or try to see at what angle your rocket flies the farthest. Is it better if it's almost straight up and down, or just a little bit, or maybe just straight horizontal? Try and see which, and then mark on the floor or the yard how far your rocket flew. So you can do some extra experimenting. Again, you can change the number and size of the fins on your rocket. And another thing you can do is just to add some more clay at the top if you wanted to have a little heavier, to see if that also helps it to fly farther or not so far. So anyway, there's just little things you can do to try to see how much fun you can have with your rocket. And as always, to find out more about rockets or Isaac Newton, space, and a whole bunch of other things, you can visit one of our Montgomery County Library branches and check out some books. We thank you for watching. Bye.